Alright everyone, what's going on? Today we're going to do a little video going over some preliminary information for our 2021 USA Powerlifting Boynton Barbell Center Championships. So I have my computer pulled up over here and we're just going to go through over some of the information as far as the restrictions currently in place for the county and for USAPL in regards to the coronavirus, and then also some information about where you can find entry form when it comes out and our schedule, all that kinds of stuff. So let's get right to it. So I have my computer pulled up over here. The first thing that we will go over is I just want to quickly go over the current restrictions in the county. So here for Palm Beach County, what I'm seeing as of today is over here. You can see that there's no groups of 10 or more for events at indoor buildings. So as of right now, based on this 10 or more not being allowed, we wouldn't be able to run the event as we normally do, which is an indoor event. So we're going to continue to monitor this throughout the months and see what changes. See if it stays this way, then we're going to have to maybe look into doing some kind of indoor-outdoor competition, like maybe turning the rack around, opening the garage bay doors, having the spectators outside, and then only having the lifters and the coaches inside. Or we may have to look into finding a different location, or maybe not being able to run the competition if it stays this way or it gets worse. Things like that, because we also have to worry about the weather outside. What if it's really hot outside, or what if it's raining outside? Do we have to look into putting up a tent or something like that? So we'll be monitoring this and seeing whether if it stays like this or if it gets more restrictive, whether we can still run the competition in some format or whether we have to cancel it, or if things continue to get better and we can get up to maybe 50 lifters, or 50 people or less for an indoor competition, then we'll be able to run it, because we need to have at least the 3 spotters, at least the 3 judges, at least 1 scorer, and then myself. That already gets you 8 people. And then if you're gonna have, let's say, 10 lifters and 10 coaches, that's gonna get you up another 20. So now you're already at 28 people for one session inside. So we'd like to see it get into that at least 50. If not, then if things have gotten better by January and there's no restrictions, then we can run it as normal. But we'll be continuing to monitor that. That's why we've been holding off on opening up the registration, because we were trying to see if anything would change, but nothing is changing. So we're going to continue on for now, based on things are going to get better, and we're going to get some of these restrictions eased up in order to run the competition. And if it doesn't, then at some point we'll have to decide to just not run the competition the way we normally do and make some kind of hybrid outdoor event, or maybe just not run the competition at all. So when you want to find the entry form and you want to find the information, you go to liftingcast.com. So I already have it pulled up over here. And then you can see here upcoming meets, and it's going to be by date. So you're going to go all the way down to January. And here you can see 2021 USAPL Boynton Barbell Championship Day 1, and here right underneath it Day 2, January 9th and January 10th. Those are the dates that we picked, Saturday and Sunday, just like we normally do. So I'll click here on Day 1, and I'll just go over here to the setup, which is what is on my side. You won't be able to see this until I make the entry form live. But just to go through it real quick, we'll come down to the entry form. So for now, because we want to keep monitoring the situation, ease into things, normally we do 60 lifters per day as the max. For now, we're going to do 40 lifters per day, just to kind of like I said, ease into it. If we hit that 40 lifters for a specific day, then we will put a wait list up and put the rest of the people on the wait list. And if the restrictions ease up and we can go back to a normal competition, then we'll go and contact those next 20 people to get to that regular 60 lifter cap. If for some reason there's still going to be restrictions in place, then we want to be prepared ahead of time. So with this, if it's, for example, 20 lifters and 20 coaches in a session, that gets us 40, and then we can have about 10 volunteers to get us to that 50, and then we just don't do any spectators. Or if, like I said, if restrictions go away, we can bump it up to the regular 60, have spectators there, go all the way back to normal. But for now, we're going to start with the 40 just to be safe. The regular costs are the same. We haven't bumped it up or anything for the last couple of years. So if you're doing the 3 lift competition, squat, bench press, hand, deadlift, it's going to be $100. If you want to just do a single lift like bench only, or if you want to do a 2 lift like push pull, then it's $90. So you get 10% off that way. And then if you're gonna do an additional division, like if you wanna do juniors and open, then that second division is only $35. So you don't have to pay $100 two times. All right, so let's go over the schedule. So here's the tentative schedule. It's the same as I had it as previously. So all the women will be day 1, session 1, and that will run from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. with the weigh-in starting at 7 a.m. And then the day 1, session 2 will be all the men up to the 74 kilo class, including the 74 kilos. So if you're in the open, it'll be the 74s, the 66 to 59s. If you were doing one of the teens or juniors or youth, there'll also be those lower divisions like the 53 kilo class. Then we go to Sunday. Sunday is the same thing. Session 1, again, lifting starts at 9 a.m. with the weigh-ins at 7 a.m. And that's only gonna be the 83 kilo and the 93 kilo classes. And then session 2, weigh-ins start at noon, lifting starts at 2, and that'll be the 105s, the 120s, and the 120 pluses. And then we'll finish at 6 p.m. With a smaller event, some of these sessions might go faster, but also if the precautions are still in place, then we still have to kind of clean the bar down and all that kind of stuff in between the rounds. So then that's gonna maybe be a little bit longer. So I just put the same times as we normally do. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. for morning session, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. for afternoon session. For eligibility, it's the same as always. If you're new to USA Powerlifting, USAPL, for a local meet, there's no minimum qualifying totals. You don't have to do a certain number of meets or anything like that. You just get the USAPL membership, you sign up for the meet, and you're good to go. You can compete. So this open championship, anyone can compete. You just have to have the current USAPL membership card the day of the competition. So you don't have to buy it right now. I recommend waiting at least till November 1st, because if you buy it on November 1st or later, it'll renew all the way to the end of next year. If you buy it right now in October or September, it'll only go to the end of this year, and then you have to buy it again for next year. So do not buy it right now if you don't need it. Wait till at least November 1st, or you can even wait till December to know for sure the competition is happening and that you're going to compete, and then you can always buy your membership. You just need it by the day that you're competing. All right, let's go to the awards, because we started doing it a little bit different starting last time, and I'm going to continue that this time. For the open, Youth 1, Youth 2, Youth 3, these are all the same writing. Nothing has changed here, and that whatever weight class you're in, the top 3 for each weight class will get medals. So if you're in the 74 kilo open, it's top 3 medals, or if you're in the 83 kilo open, it's top 3 medals. Same thing for Youth 1, 2, and 3. And same thing for the Special Olympics. What we changed starting last time was we combined the age division. So we combined the teens and juniors into one big group, and then we combined all the masters into one big group only for that specific session. So we're not gonna make you compete on Saturday and have to come back on Sunday to figure out what awards you won. We'll just do it for that session. So we combine Teen 1, Teen 2, Teen 3, and juniors into one big division, all the weight classes, and then you're gonna get top 3 by IPF formula. The reason for this is that there's just so few lifters in these divisions, and everyone ends up competing against themselves, and everyone just wins automatically a gold medal. There's no competitiveness to it. There's no fun to it for some lifters. They want to be competing against other people close to them in weight or age. And so this, by doing it by session, you're going to be in similar weight classes. And by doing the age divisions, you're going to be by similar age. And then using the IPF formula, it takes into account your body weight and the weight you lifted to figure out who is kind of like the pound for pound strongest. So this way, some people are actually competing against each other, and the medals actually mean more because you're competing against someone rather than just by yourself lifting. All right, so that's for the Teen 1, Teen 2, Teen 3, and juniors are in one category. And then the masters 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be in one category. And again, that's just per session. So when you lift in that session, you'll still find out your placing and get your award at the end of that session. You don't have to wait till another session or another day. All right, admission, same as always, $10 for a day. Anyone who's not a volunteer or a lifter, then you have to pay the $10. If you are a lifter on one of the days, then you're free for both the days. So if you lift on Saturday, you can always come back on Sunday and watch. Or if you're lifting on Sunday, you want to come check it out first on Saturday, just let us know and we'll give it to you in advance. We also have the shirts for sale, keeping that the same, $15 for up to size large, and then $20 for the extra large and up. Another new thing I added is this refund policy, because like I said, there's so many things in the air right now that we don't know if the competition will happen, and if it does happen, in what format will it be? Will it be the same as always? Will it be limited with like no spectators and maybe limited with the number of lifters per session? Will it be maybe an indoor-outdoor hybrid? Maybe it's completely outdoors. There's so much in the air that I want to have this option available for the lifters. If you want to get out of the competition based on whatever changes we're making, then you can get out of the competition up to a certain date, because at a certain date, I have to then go and use the money to actually buy everything. So then we have to buy all the medals and the trophies and all that kind of stuff. So I put this refund policy in place that if you request it by November 30th, the last day of November, then you can get your refund minus the credit card fees that Stripe charges. The Stripe takes those fees 2 or 3% when you do a credit card charge. And so they get that money, I don't get that money. So you'll lose out on 2% or 3% of your money if you request a refund, but still getting $98 out of your $100 back is better than not getting any of your money back. And then starting December 1st, that's when I'm gonna start putting the money into the meet, and so we won't take any more refunds. Previously, we used to not do refunds at all, so this way, at least if you sign up in October or November and then you change your mind or something happens, then you're gonna get your money back. And then if you sign up in December, then at that point we are putting all the money in, because the meet's beginning of January and we have to buy everything early with the holidays. And so at that point, no refunds, except for if the meet gets canceled. Obviously, if the meet's not happening, then we're giving your money back. With it being a gym meet, it's very difficult to push it to another month and have it not be way too hot in there. We've done a summer meet in there before and it's just way too hot. So most likely there's no possible chance of moving it to another month. Very difficult to even moving it to another weekend inside January, because there's so many other meets and things going on. So if for some reason the meet can't happen or there's restrictions in place, we'll just cancel the meet and give people their money back. But if the meet is happening and you do want a refund, then you have to just make sure you email me and request it by that November 30th. All right, and then here at the very bottom, I put the link to the USAPL website that's giving all the updates on the coronavirus. So you can always go through this link to stay on top of what the rules are. For example, right now, everyone in the venue, whether you are a lifter, a coach, a volunteer, or spectator, has to have the mask on the entire time. So when you come in for check-in and weigh-ins, you have to have the mask on. When you are warming up, you have to have the mask on. When you are doing your attempts, you have to have your mask on. During the award ceremony, you have to do your mask on. Doesn't say when these rules are going to change. We do not know when it's going to change, so you have to stay on top of this. So if you don't want to compete with a mask on, then don't sign up for the meet, because there's a possibility that come January it'll still be in place. All right, and then you have to wear the mask or you can't compete. And that's why I put this here, so you can just stay on top of the updates whenever they come out. All right, and then very bottom is the t-shirts. Like I said, $15 up to large and then $20 after that. I also put some questions in here as well. If you're interested in ever volunteering at a USAPL competition, when you sign up, you can always mark that. I'll send you information about how you can help out if you ever want to give back to the sport as a spotter or referee, scoring manager, announcer, anything like that. I also put this new question in here about requesting what kind of music you want to listen to in your session, and then I'll be able to go look at everyone for each session, what kind of music they're requesting, and see if we can build a playlist for you guys that are competing in that session, so at least you're listening to things that you enjoy. So hopefully when you are lifting, maybe there'll be a song on there that you like, help you lift some more weights, hit some bigger PRs. All right, so I think that's everything that I had down for what I want to go over. So we went over restrictions. Liftingcast.com is where to find the competition. We went over the schedule, the scoring, the refunds. I will continue to put out updates like this as things change. I'm not going to just keep putting out updates every week and say nothing has changed. But if there's a major change in the restrictions, then I will make another video about it, another post about it. We do have our USAPL Florida Facebook group, so if you're on Facebook, you can check that out. We have our USAPL Florida Instagram account, so if you're not following that, you can check that out. I also have my personal Instagram, my personal YouTube. Also, Boynton Barbell Center has their Instagram. They post updates. So if you're following one of these things or multiple of those things, that's where you'll see the major updates. And then once we have the registration open and people will sign up for the competition, we get their email. So then when we have any information going into the competition, then we will go through the emails for the people that have registered. So I have plenty of information I'll send out to everyone on any updates to the schedule, any updates to the restrictions, things on like rules of performance and drug testing and equipment, all that kinds of stuff. All right, and then finally, as far as when the registration will be open, I'm still finishing up a couple things here and there. So I'm gonna try and get everything set and open so we can actually start taking in registrations. So I was thinking somewhere around October 1st, or maybe exactly on October 1st is when we'll open up to everyone. So if you do want to start signing up in October, you can start signing up so you can get that spot before it fills up, since we are doing the 40 per day. And then as always, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, anything like that, anything that you think that can help us out, or anything you know additional about the restrictions as far as doing an outdoor meet or whatever like that, you can always email me. So arian11@gmail.com. That's ARIAN11@gmail.com. Since I'm the meet director, I'm the one who's gonna have all the latest information, rather than if you just message the gym Instagram or something like that, they may not be on top of things. So just email me if you have any questions about the meet, about when the registration is opening up, anything about the restrictions, whatever you wanna help us out with, any questions, send it to me, arian11@gmail.com. Hopefully this video helped you out, and I'll see you guys soon.